Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschachadeshetarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschachadeshetarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindana Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhanatha, Radha Radhanatha, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Radhanatha, Radha Radhanatha, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari. Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Nitya Gora Haribo, 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 Nitya Gora Haribo. Nitya Gora Haribo, 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 Nitya Gora Haribo, Haribo,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatara Shishimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samstapaka Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatara Shishimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Raj Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Anantakori Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai ISKCON Varpana Guru Vrinda Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री श्री राधा राधानाथ की श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की गिरिराज गोवर्धन की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा की श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की श्री श्री नीलाचल जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Welcome, dear devotees and guests, to the Sunday Love Feast program. Today we're going to be presenting the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture, the award ceremony. And to kickstart this program this morning, we have His Grace, Swarup Damodar Prabhu, who will deliver the keynote address. And thereafter we will move on to the presentation of the certificates and the awards for these devotees. Thank you. I now hand over to His Grace, Swarup Damodar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Sata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulsi Maharani Ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki. Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution Ki. Srila Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we will read from the preface of the Srimad Bhagavatam, written by Srila Prabhupada. I'll read sections of it which I feel is significant and applicable to the event we are observing, we are attending today, the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture's appreciation of the various students that undertook various courses of systematic study of the books that Srila Prabhupada has painstakingly presented for the benefit of them, the devotees, and actually the benefit for entire human society. So we'll read from the preface. We must know the present need of human society. And what is that need? Human society is no longer bounded by geographical limits to particular countries or communities. Human society is broader than in the Middle Ages, and the world tendency is toward one state or one human society. The ideals of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, are based more or less on the oneness of the entire human society, nay, of the entire energy of living beings. The need is felt by great thinkers to make this a successful ideology. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need in human society. It begins, therefore, with an aphorism of Vedanta philosophy, Janmadya Yasya Yataha, to establish the ideal of a common cause. Human society at the present moment is not in the darkness of oblivion. It has made rapid progress in the fields of material comforts, education, and economic development throughout the entire world. But there is a pinprick somewhere in the society, in the social body at large, and therefore there are large-scale quarrels, even over less important issues. There is a need of a clue as to how humanity can become one in peace, friendship, and prosperity with a common cause. Srimad Bhagavatam will fulfill this need, for it is a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society. Srimad Bhagavatam should be introduced also in the schools and colleges, for it is recommended by the great student devotee Prahlad Maharaj in order to change the demoniac face of society. Kaumara acharet pragyo dharmam bhagavatan iha durlabam manusham janma tadapya dhruvam artadam. Srimad Bhagavatam 761. Disparity in human society is due to a lack of principles in a godless civilization. There is God, or the Almighty One, from whom everything emanates, by whom everything is maintained, and in whom everything is merged to rest. Material science has tried to find the ultimate source of creation very insufficiently, but it is a fact that there is one ultimate source of everything that be. This ultimate source is explained rationally and authoritatively in the beautiful Bhagavatam, of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental science not only for knowing the ultimate source of everything, but also for knowing our relation with Him and our duty toward perfection of the human society on the basis of this perfect knowledge. It is powerful reading matter in the Sanskrit language, and it is now rendered into English elaborately, so that simply by a careful reading one will know God perfectly well, so much so that the reader will be sufficiently educated to defend himself from the onslaught of the atheists. Over and above this, the reader will be able to convert others to accepting God as a concrete principle. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the definition of the ultimate source. It is a bona fide commentary on the Vedanta Sutra by the same author, Srila Vyasadeva, and it gradually develops into 9 cantos up to the highest state of God realization. The only qualification one needs to study this great book of transcendental knowledge is to proceed step by step, cautiously, and not jump forward haphazardly as with an ordinary book. It should be gone through chapter by chapter, one after another. The reading matter is so arranged with the original Sanskrit text, its English transliteration, synonyms, translation, and purports, so that one is sure to become a God-realized soul at the end of finishing the first 9 cantos. How many of you have read Srimad Bhagavatam? We've got a few pure devotees here, according to this. The 10th canto is distinct from the first 9 cantos because it deals directly with the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. One will be unable to capture the effects of the 10th canto without going through the first 9 cantos. The book is complete in 12 cantos, each independent, but it is good for all to read them in small installments, one after the other. And now Srila Prabhupada expresses his humility in a very wonderful, genuine way. I must admit my frailties in presenting Srimad Bhagavatam, but still I am hopeful of its good reception by the thinkers and leaders of society on the strength of the following statement of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.11. Tadbhag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhadavatyapi namanyanantasya yashon kitani yat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti shadava. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, form and pastimes of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a transcendental creation meant to bring about a revolution in the impious life of a misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literature, even though irregularly composed, is heard, sung and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Hare Krishna. As Srila Prabhupada is very fortuitously sort of pointing out, of course he wrote this some 50 years ago, and one may consider that in half a century the condition of society would have changed, and what Prabhupada wrote in the preface may not be so relevant, it needs to be refreshed. But scripture does not need to be refreshed, especially when it's coming, or rather not coming, but commented on and represented by an acharya of the caliber, of the potency of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who was so uniquely and divinely empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to formulate, taking from the teachings of the parampara, to formulate, to package, and present in a most attractive way the process for God realization in this age of Kali. And a process that will be very relevant and applicable for the next 10,000 years, as per Srila Prabhupada's own declaration. So this Srimad Bhagavatam, the main or the most important of all of Srila Prabhupada's contributions to the human society, is before us, waiting for us to take advantage of. As Srila Prabhupada very humbly quotes that verse from the 5th chapter of the 1st canto, Tadvag Vishargo Janataga Viplavo, that this Srimad Bhagavatam is meant to bring about a revolution. Of course, for those older folks in the room here, whoever's been influenced by the freedom struggle of before in the 70s and the 80s, may find some energized feeling when you hear the word revolution. Let's go against the establishment that's so demoniac and oppressive. But then what happened? Yes, the government was overthrown, everything was restored to proper standards, and then 30 odd years later, what was the point of it? The reason is we were trained to think in these demoniac schools of thought. We were cultured over 12 years, 16 years, 20 years to succumb to an experience, an oppressive experience of thought, an oppressive experience of activity, going with the usual run-of-the-mill material aspiration that has locked us into, that has jailed us, imprisoned us into following the needs of our senses for so many years. Which is why any freedom struggle on the basis of political needs, social needs, bodily needs, environmental needs stops so horribly short, miserably short from truly satisfying the soul. Horribly short. Just like all those freedom fighters we see now, because they cannot control their senses, it's all fallen apart, isn't it? What's the use of someone fighting for freedom, causing a revolution, when they cannot control their tongue, cannot control the urges of the mind, body, and the genitals and the stomach. They cannot. So what's the point? So Srimad Bhagavatam is really for those persons who are genuinely interested in a real higher purpose of existence. To bring about, as Prabhupada says, a revolution in the impious life of a misdirected civilization. The civilization is so misdirected. And we seated here today, coming Sudurlabha, very rare opportunity for us to be here today in a bona fide spiritual environment, one that is very keenly and strongly connected with Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is such a rare thing that we should be recognized by each other, and we should recognize ourselves to stand up and revolt, to start a revolution on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam against this culture of a misdirected civilization. Now one may think, I'm just a small person in a small fish in a big pond. What can I do? What will me do by reading Srimad Bhagavatam? How will that change anything? By me studying Srimad Bhagavatam, by me speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam, how will that change absolutely anything? It will change you. As the famous Gandhiji said, what did he say in this regard? Be the change that you wish to see in the world. It starts with one person. If I change my misdirected consciousness, the person next to me is also focused and committed to changing their misdirected consciousness. Like this, it becomes very infectious. I don't know if this is a sort of a funny statement that goes around now in Hare Krishna circles, but when was it? Just a month and a half ago, I was fortunate enough to be with His Holiness Giriraj Swami at the beautiful Govardhan Eco Village, where he, after some days, met with His Holiness Radhanath Swami, who was in isolation because of having COVID. And when they first met, His Holiness Radhanath Swami from far loudly said to Giriraj Swami, "Oh Maharaj, you are Karuna and I am Corona." So there's a virus going around the world. And the least of the issues of viruses is Corona. The real virus that's going around the world is our attachment to feeding into buying into the demands of our senses. And that demand has been so systematically developed in the world today, especially in two forms, in the form of media and education. Media and education are the two foundational pillars of the misdirected civilization. And I remember saying this maybe 6 or 7 months ago in a class in the Sunday program, or some festival program. I spoke something about the education that many parents here today, and I said it there maybe in a bit stronger way, and somebody mentioned to me it was very strong, so I'll say it softer today. That so much of us apply so many thousands of rands every year to send our children to a school to get them misdirected from life. Right? I look at these 5 little girls here, and it breaks my heart to think that we do not have an establishment that will redirect them properly. Right? But we pay good money. Someone was telling me the other day how expensive it is. They went to, I was at a function, and someone was saying 60,000 rands a year they have to pay to send their children grade 1 right, to be misdirected. But we've got no choice, right? We've got no choice. But for parents who are devotees, who have a higher understanding, at least they can come to this realization, let me at least balance that misdirection by teaching my daughter, my son, the Srimad Bhagavatam, giving them an experience that will act as some sort of an inoculation. Everybody is getting the first shot, the second shot, and the third booster. My mother, I heard the other day, she got the invitation for the fourth one. Some people apparently got the invitation for the fifth one. And they're still getting COVID. I'm not anti-vax, by the way. I'm just making a point. Yeah? I've taken 2 vaccines. Not that I'm pro-vax. Don't read anything into that. The point is that any material situation we have, if we throw a material solution to it, it will backfire. It will be the cause of another material problem. The only way to deal with all our material problems is to face it, is to infiltrate it with a spiritual solution. Maya, or the misdirected civilization, is so systematic in her onslaught against true Vedic civilization, proper Aryan civilization. For us to counteract that, we also have to be systematic in our approach. Just as Prabhupada is explaining in his preface how systematically configured the Srimad Bhagavatam is. That if one follows the Srimad Bhagavatam in a systematic way, he uses the word haphazard, not to jump haphazardly around, but in a systematic, studious way, one will become a pure devotee of Krishna. One will become liberated. And then eligible to enter into the Leela of Krishna. And when one, even at that point, before entering the Leela of Krishna, if everyone around us becomes liberated, then everything is resolved. So it behooves us, it should compel us, hearing this discussion, to understand and open our eyes to all the craziness that's out there. Mind you, it is crazy out there. All you have to do is get up in the morning, wash your face, open CNN, and you'll realize what craziness is going on. And you know what? The next day you open CNN, it'll just be a different flavor of the same thing. And another flavor of the same thing the next day. Just getting worse and more pungent every day onwards. And this is what we feed ourselves with. Many of you, I'm sure, have televisions at home. Should we go around the room and ask? How many of you have DSTV packages? The premium package, anybody has? The Bollywood channel, right? What is it called? What do they call it? No, they call it, anyway. I know these things, so I had to do it for my mom. So I'm just, the Eastern Bouquet, is it? ZTV. So they have all these things that we pay good money to invite into our home. We pay good. Would we encourage our children to go to the Unit 5 corner shop and hang out with the drug addicts and the gangsters? Would we encourage our children to do that? If you hear your child was seen at a corner shop, you get one to what happens for that child, right? When he comes back home, it's very dangerous. But what do we do in our homes? We pay 800 Rand a month to invite those same drug dealers to come and sit with us on our couch and give our children nice association. Is that right? Am I right or am I right? This is what we do. So do one thing. If we somehow are attached in that way, we can't get away from it. I mean, some of you internally may be rebelling at what I say. Oh, Prabhu, you don't have children. You don't know what it means to I need them to get distracted at least for half an hour a day to give me peace of mind. Okay, granted. I don't know what you're going through. But I know what's happening to your children. I know what's happening to their minds. I know how convoluted it is going on because we're giving them that association. It's true. And now, not just television, which in one sense is sort of mild compared to gaming. Because gaming, you are in it. You are participating in it. You are one with it. Instead of becoming one with the Bhagavatam, you're one with Grand Theft Auto. I saw something with Grand Theft Auto where there's some Hare Krishnas doing Harinam on one side, and you get points for going and driving over them. You all saw that one? Anybody knows? Shocking. This is the impressions, the samskaras that we allow our children to be impressed with. And it's not very impressive, I can tell you that. It's shocking. So, if we are able to tolerate that, we have to balance it with a very deep impression of the Srimad Bhagavatam in our children's lives. We have to do it. Otherwise, dear devotees, parents, we are very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. Gurur nasasyat pitar nasasyat janani nasasyat. One, in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it said, really one has no right to become a spiritual master, a parent, a teacher, a nurse, if one does not have the ability, does not have the conviction, the determination to free one's dependent, in this case, my child, from the repeated cycle of birth and death. This is a grave responsibility. So today we are honoring the efforts of the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture in providing a platform, providing a facility for our community and beyond, to at least try and find some balance in their lives, and to provide a balance in the lives of their children, by giving them a very systematic, guided, potent experience of Krishna conscious education. Because all that they will learn in school, as Prahlad teaches. Now, one may say, this Prabhu seems to have a real issue in life, some unfulfilled desires that he's taking out on everybody here. But I'm simply representing, according to my realizations, of what Prahlad is speaking to his friends, and what he's teaching to his father. Best of the demons, he calls his father. Asurya Varya, he says, the best of the demons. No. I'm simply representing that what is the school of modern day education teaching? Politics. Somebody sent me a video of Sona the other day. Anybody watch Sona? Please don't. Such a waste of time. But just an excerpt, a 6-7 minute excerpt of all chaos being unleashed in the parliament. These are our leaders that we elected, and all our taxpayers' monies are going to fund their big homes and securities and flights all over the world for, right? Like animals behaving in parliament and calling for the security personnel to kick them out. So what are we learning in school? Politics, diplomacy, meat eating, intoxication, how to do all these things in a nice way, in a sophisticated way. At least we should give half the same amount of time, or the same amount of time, in this discussion. Which is why I was so appreciative recently when I met her in Mauritius in December, Arudha Mataji, who visited South Africa a few weeks later, who came to give an opportunity to devotees to see how it is possible that despite all the onslaughts that Maya has very expertly and systematically arranged to bombard us and our children with all nonsense ideas, demonic ideas, that there is an opportunity to inoculate our children from all of this. And she is not just shooting, from, out of, in the air, blowing hot air. That Mataji, Arudha Mataji, is successful. She has 2 sons who don't mean to oversell somebody, who I consider to be, especially the elder one, I consider to be a pure devotee of Krishna. His name is Radhika Raman Prabhu. who knows the Srimad Bhagavatam inside out, upside down, left to right, right to left. He probably can read it in Arabic if he has to, backwards to front, So expert, and his presentations are so realized. And where is it coming from? From her guidance. And she was here for a couple of weeks, offering the opportunity for any parent to grasp the technique of how to school our children in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyway, hopefully she will come regularly and we can get her association. But I do feel, because I mean, those who really know me closely know how much I feel for children and love children. And this is my main concern about children, is that parents, we have to work together to give them pure Krishna consciousness. Not just some religious sprinkling to say, well, hey, my children knows Dehinasmin yata dehe. Oh, so nice, Hare Krishna, clap for them. They look so pretty in the Janmashtami dress up. She made such a beautiful Sita Devi. Oh, such a nice Radharani with the gopi dots. No, that's all nice. But we have to go further. We have to go deep into our children's hearts and give them Krishna consciousness. Give them sadhana. Give them taste for the holy name. Now parents, do you know where that starts? It starts with you having taste for the holy name. It starts with you having taste for reading and studying Srimad Bhagavatam. It has to be there. You can only teach your child if you are qualified to teach. And this comes also, a platform is created by the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture to train us up also in the values that are given by the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I really appreciate this initiative of the college, the Bhaktivedanta Education of Culture, Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture, for tirelessly and patiently for so many years. What is it? 30 years now, I think it is. What is here, Jai Prabhu? Just over 30 years, 32 years for providing this platform. I do feel it could be better supported by the community by taking advantage of it and enrolling in the courses and benefiting themselves. And in that way, creating a revolution in the heart, creating a revolution in our community, creating a revolution in this society, on this planet. This is very essential, very, very essential. So coming this year, we'll be rolling out many, many courses, not to give the teachers an opportunity to speak, but really to give all of you an opportunity to hear and study under guidance. We have thousands, millions of libraries stocked with so many books designed to keep us bound in the material world. So many millions of books, isn't it? Millions and millions of books, all carefully orchestrated by the influence of Maya to keep us tightly bound. Keep us tightly bound in this material world. But we have so few books. Just 80 volumes of Prabhupada's books, so few. Let us take full advantage to delve into it and to appreciate the sacrifices that Srila Prabhupada made. One of the offenses to the holy name is to not give importance to the bona fide revealed scriptures. To not give importance to it. It is one of the offenses to the holy name. And that means that even though Srila Prabhupada painstakingly gave us these books, which he called his most important contribution, it's the contribution he died to give to the world. If we do not take advantage of trying to read them, trying to assimilate them, try to be bathed in the philosophy that Prabhupada is presenting, it is an offense to the holy name. But besides all these negative things that I'm presenting, all this doom and gloom, if we don't, that is small, minuscule in comparison to if we do, what we can experience. we will experience the transcendental glories of the name, fame, form and pastimes of the unlimited Supreme Lord in His holy transcendental abode in Goloka Vrindavan. This is what we'll experience. We won't experience sitting in the temple room today and wondering, is my car still in the parking lot? Or if I'm driving home, will someone have a gun at me at the traffic light when I'm going home? Or if I go home, will the door be opened and my jewelry gone? Will that happen? We won't have to worry about that if we enter deeply into this book. This book takes us into a transcendental reality that transcends us from all the nonsense that we find in this world that we have to deal with every day. And one day, incidentally, this is called death. One day we will wake up always in this reality. Always. It's so amazing. And that happens to be called death. It will become so incidental. Oh, I died. Oh, okay, cool. But where am I? As Prabhupada says in one lecture, this Krishna conscious movement is there to help us eat with Krishna, sleep with Krishna, play with Krishna, and dance with Krishna. This is what will happen if we simply systematically study these books. So I appeal to you all this afternoon here. Please honor each other for their attempts in studying Srila Prabhupada's books. And if you haven't undertaken it, I hope this little presentation of mine has given you the gravity of why it's important to study Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada he says, I have one complaint about my students, is that they do not read my books. Let us not fall into that complaint of Prabhupada's. Let us honor him, and when we do say Jai Prabhupada in the future, it can be filled with intent and meaning that yes, I've read the Bhagavad Gita and Prabhupada's purports. Yes, I'm studying Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion and I'm assimilating it and it's making so much of sense in my life. Prabhupada gave us a very powerful process of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, the regulated discharge of devotional service in practice. And he guided us how to do it. But if we don't read the Nectar of Devotion, if we don't read the Bhagavad Gita, if we don't read the Srimad Bhagavatam, we won't know how to do it. We won't know how to do it. And if we practice devotional service not according to these scriptures, then it'll simply become a disturbance in our lives. Our practice will simply just be disturbed. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatrika Vinim Vida Aikantiki Hariyar Bhakti Utpatyaiva Kalpate. That devotional service, if we are trying to practice bhakti without proper guidance and being taught from the scriptures, especially in our case, Srila Prabhupada's purports, then it will simply be a disturbance. It will be haphazard and a disturbance. So I know all of you here, you are fixed in your commitment to practice Krishna consciousness, to go back home, back to Krishna, through the process of bhakti yoga, sadhana bhakti. So please undertake this reading, careful reading of Srila Prabhupada's books. And I recommend the platform of the college, the medium of the college, the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture. And in that way, through the expert teachers that we have in the college, they will guide you. Because guidance is also required, right? One can read the book and get advancement, but one could misunderstand some things. One may not understand exactly what Prabhupada is referring to. Inasmuch as if you want to become a cardiothoracic surgeon, right, who can perform heart bypasses, yes, there are many textbooks out there on how to perform heart surgery. And you can read it, you can study it, you can know it verbatim. But please don't expect me to allow you to perform my heart surgery. Thank you very much. I'm not going to allow that. Because you haven't been trained by the experts, isn't it? You haven't been trained by the experts. So even Prabhupada's books, we should read it, but be also systematically guided by a teacher who knows the books. So this college is providing the platform by which you can study under someone who's expert. So much facility is there. I appeal to you all to please take advantage. And just one closing point about what I was saying earlier about the children. And if any of you are inspired, groups of you, parents are inspired to come together and pool your resources, your intelligence, your connections, and especially pool your passion, your transcendental passion together, please establish a school for the children. A school where they do not have to be afflicted with all the material, mundane, anyway, Prabhupada used the word slaughterhouse type association that they will find in school. If y'all can get this together, it will be the greatest offering you can do for your child and for future generations. So, yeah, we hope that parents can come together and consider how this could happen, be made possible. Okay, are there any questions or comments anyone has to share? Any reflections? Any disagreements or indigestions you may have had? I do apologize if I may have said some things that have touched some nerves, but I hope you could at least appreciate where I'm coming from and the concern that I harbor for your spiritual life, especially to take seriously the reading and systematic study of Srila Prabhupada's books. All right, Alanath Prabhu, what is next? Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture ki, all the graduates ki, many, many more graduates 2023 ki. Y'all said Jai, huh? Said Jai. I know everybody who said Jai. I made a mental picture of it. We will see if y'all are graduating next year. So, you want me to ask that again and maybe I'll reconsider? No, it's okay. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Swarup Damodar Prabhu. I think so much of what you said resonates with me as a mom and a teacher, and I think I'm going to be put under fire for saying this. But yes, I did watch Sona, right? And I have to say that being in a South African public school, what you saw there was pretty much what happens in our public schools. So it is definitely a need for us as parents, as possibly grandparents seated here, to take this opportunity and, delve into scripture and delve into what Srila Prabhupada has given us. And therefore we are here this afternoon after many years of not gathering in this way to celebrate the students of the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture, and just beyond that, to also try and inspire each other to take this more seriously, if not for ourselves, but what can we offer the future generation. And what Swarup Damodar Prabhu had said, is just so meaningful to us at every season of our lives, at every stage, because there's one thing that will stand true and will stand the test of time, and that's Srila Prabhupada's books. So welcome once again to this very special occasion of the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture graduation ceremony. We are honoring both the teachers and the students of the 2022 year. If you are seated here and did not register, if you are one of the graduates, the recipients of certificates, and if you did not register, please see Balaram Prabhu at the foyer right now so we could add your name to the list. It will be a process where I will call on the teacher for that particular course, or perhaps somebody, a representative from the college that has been serving in the college council or as a teacher, to present the certificates to different categories this morning. So first up we have the children's courses, and for that I would like to invite Gundicha Devi Dasi to present those certificates to the children who are going to be graduating from their respective courses today. Please. The procedure for the graduates, if you could come through the back as I call your name, offer your obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, and come forward to receive your certificate. Okay. Okay, so our very first recipient from the Madhava course, which is the 6 to 7 year old category, is Gopika Manjari Ramkisun. Followed by Shiara Haley Bachu. Hare Krishna. Yulesha Subhadra Naidu. This is also the Madhava class, 6 to 7 year olds. Their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki, Giriraj Govardhan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. We move on to the Damodar class, that's the 9 to 10 year olds. Keshav Somlal. The altar is now open, so once you receive your certificate, you could also offer your obeisances to their lordships before going back to your seat. Liam Lee Perumal. Liam Lee, are you? That's yours. Followed by Radhe Shah Munilal. And Yashante Mudli. Haribol. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. That concludes the children's courses. There were other graduates also, but they are not present here with us this afternoon. And thank you to the parents who have made the effort to bring your children along and enroll them for these courses. So if you want to enroll for the 2023 courses, there's a prospectus available that looks like this at the foyer, which you can receive on your way out. There's several details here of contact numbers, email addresses, and the good thing is that we now have online courses that are available also. The COVID-19 pandemic has set the college back in a way. We have far less recipients of certificates today, far less enrollments because of the pandemic, but we're hoping that from this year, college would be able to actually go out full swing again, and you will take advantage of all the courses and the different areas that these courses are offered. If I have to look here, there's Hillary Chatsworth, there's online courses, there's so many different areas that are available. So I invite you to please take a prospectus on your way out and see which area and which course you would like to take this year. Our next, okay, we've got one more, and this is from the Madhava class, 6 to 7 year old, Radha Rasika Gopal. Thank you, Mataji. We now move on to the overview of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is a 20-hour course made up of 10 2-hour sessions, and we would like to invite His Grace Jai Sachinandan Prabhu to come forward to present the certificates to the following recipients. Just to remind you, the procedure is to offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, receive your certificate, and then you may offer obeisances to their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Radhanath. So this course is in itself an overview of the Bhagavad Gita, and we would like to call our first recipient, who is Denton Gary Ferreira. Followed by Keaton Pillay. Merle Bhimson. Mishka Sunarayan. Nishay Sunarayan. And Sarisha Ramkisoon. Okay, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, we request you remain. The next category that we move on to is the Bhakti Sadhacha course. This course focuses on Vedic philosophy and practice. It is a 30-hour course made up of 20 90-minute sessions, and this one is a very important prerequisite for devotees who are seeking first initiation. And we find that sometimes when it comes to initiation, then we say, oops, I didn't know. Oh, I had no idea these were the requirements. So this one, the Bhakti Sadhacha course, is actually a very important requirement in terms of receiving first initiation. His Grace Jai Sachinandan Prabhu would also be awarding these certificates. Our first recipient is Anusha Nagesa. Jayavanti Mahadev Panchu. And well done. I see the name Denton Gary Ferreira come up again for the Bhakti Sadhana course. Gopal Manohar Das. Hansuri Khalidin. Kogila Nagesa. Merle Bimson. Well done. This is the second certificate for this morning. Prithviraj Panchu. Rajendranath Nagesa. Priya Radhika Dasi. Segri Nagesa. Suneka Munilal. Varushka Naika. Yushir Panchu. And Kyle Govinda. Yeah. And that is the Bhakti Sadhana course, that is the course on Vedic philosophy and practice. It was a 30-hour course that's made up of 20 90-minute sessions. So let's hear it for the recipients of those certificates. Haribol. Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, I'd now like to invite you to be moving on to the Bhakti Shastri certificates, presentations. But before we begin with that, I would now like to invite Jai Sachinandan Prabhu to actually share with us what this entails. So we hear Bhakti Shastri, we hear Bhakti Vaibhav and these names, but it actually goes very deep into a systematic study. As Swarup Damodar Prabhu was mentioning, that it's a very systematic, logical, cohesive and coherent way in which the study of the Vedic literature takes place under the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture. So before we move on to those presentations, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu would actually explain to us what goes into the Bhakti Shastri degree.
It's fine. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Malitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. ISKCON Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Earlier on, Swarup Damodar Prabhu was reading from the preface of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anybody remembers the verse he quoted from? I was looking at the same verses that you were doing, so it's coincidence. I'll just read the one before that, that prompted Narad Muni to speak to Vyasadeva. This is the translation of that. These words, which do not describe the glories of the Lord, and who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all-perfect person are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. When Swarup quoted from Srila Prabhupada in the preface, 1.5.11, and I'll read what Prabhupada said, a little very important message which in keeping with the studying of the books. Prabhupada, he was very thorough about that we not just read, not just sell the books, but also read them, not just buy the books and leave it on the shelf. Although it's as it is, it should not be lying in the shelf as it is and still cellophane wrapped. As it is mean we should read it. So Prabhupada says, I'll just quote this. Under the circumstances, transcendental literatures like Srimad Bhagavatam not only diminish the activities of the corrupt mind of the people in general, but also it will supply food for the hankering after reading some interesting literature. In the beginning, they may be not like it, because one suffering from jaundice is reluctant to take sugar candy. If anybody know what is jaundice, it's a disease of the liver, yes, and no amount of sweet can, when everything you taste will be sour and bitter. But that is the very cure, sugar candy. So Prabhupada uses an analogy, sugar candy is a cure. But one should know that sugar candy is the only remedy for jaundice. Similarly, let there be systematic propaganda for popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll repeat that. This is where we take the cue from what Prabhupada is saying. Let there be systematic propaganda for popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which will act like sugar candy for the jaundiced condition of sense gratification. When we have a taste for this literature, the other literatures which are catering poison to society will then automatically cease. So this is Prabhupada's emphasized that so many times, that these books are the logbook for mankind. And he says it will save humanity in its darkest hour. That's how Prabhupada was so much confident that these literature, and he would say that these ecstasies, these are my transcendental ecstasies, which were directly given by Krishna. Krishna was actually guiding him when he wrote these wonderful purports to holy in the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. Yeah. So he says, yeah, selling the books is one thing, but reading my books will keep you in Krishna consciousness. Reading, and not just reading, but scrutinizingly reading these books, and therefore the college. And Prabhupada even established in Vrindavan the Institute for Higher Education, VIHE, and Mayapur, we have the Mayapur Institute for Higher Education. Of course, in other parts of the world also there's systematic studies there, but here locally we have the Bhaktivedanta, the College of Education and Culture, which has been around since 1991, I remember correctly. Yeah, and we were the first students of that. Very much grateful to His Holiness Brihad Bhagavat Swami, who, by his brainchild and has created this wonderful facility for all of us. And over the years we see many who become serious and taken initiation and are doing wonderful service. This Krishna consciousness is not something sentimental. Like we go to different, and we sing some bhajans and go home, take prasad. But no, we come here to hear, as Swarup Prabhu was saying, hearing is the very important. We will not remember everything we said, but something will stick. And that will impact on our lives. Make a very, very big, significant change. A revolution. Wonderful. The revolution started when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, isn't the modern Sankirtan movement is there. Not something new. Revolution in our change of paradigm shift in our consciousness, a revolution of consciousness. And this is all can be attributed to these wonderful books Srila Prabhupada left, a legacy he has left for us. Yeah, so, the Bhakti Shastri, I was asked to speak about the Bhakti Shastri. Prabhupada stressed on these 4 books. Ishopanishad. Anybody knows how many verses in here? 18, yes. And then the Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, or the Upadeshamrita. This is a wonderful handbook for every one of us. We just read it as will give you so much of knowledge on how to, a handbook, a manual for practicing Krishna consciousness. And of course, it's very, very deep, also very philosophical. And there's 11 verses here. Then we have the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is, how many chapters here? 18. So it's been divided into 3 sections. The first 6 is module 1. The second 6 chapters from 7 to 12, module 2. And from 13 to 18, module 3. And of course, you can read that in the journal, the times and where you can do it, whether you want to do it through correspondence or through virtual, or you can come personally and do the course. We have facility in the temple. I'm sure there's other places you can see there outlined in the journal, and the contact numbers of the teachers. And so these, of course, the criteria for this studying Bhakti Shastri is that you have to do the Bhakti Sadachar course, which also has 3 modules: the Vaishnava etiquette, the systematic study of science of self-realization, and the holy name, chanting of the holy names, the 10 offenses. One can also study that. And then, of course, the other 2, the nectar of devotion is the module 4. After Bhagavad Gita, the first 3, then module 4 is the nectar of devotion, or the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. And we studied the Eastern Wave, the first 19 chapters of this amazing book. And with that comes, of course, everybody, when we speak about exams and tests, everybody goes, no, nobody fails. In my experience, nobody failed in this study. It's just your enthusiasm to come and study. Of course, there's other criteria. You can do service, book distribution, like most of the there are book distributors, or they make garlands, or they come and do some, cook for the Lord, cook for the devotees. So many ways you can engage yourself. The Lord, you get credit for all that. But attendance is also very important. Yeah, it's there. So please take advantage of this wonderful facility and become serious. It's not difficult. Even the older people can study. Even those who are over 60s, there's no end to studying. The more we learn, there was a song, what is that song? The more I find out, the less I know. There are more questions than answers. So there's no dearth of, it's not at one point we will finish everything. No. The Vedas are so vast. Knowledge, in one lifetime we cannot accomplish that. Therefore, this Prabhupada recommended these 4 books will give you sufficient to become a first-class preacher and come to the ultimate goal of understanding that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Yeah. Ante Narayana Smriti. At the end, we will come to that conclusion that Krishna is the. We may not be very convinced. It's very skeptical. Is Krishna God? Or is somebody else God? Or is there no God? But all these books will help us. Ishopanishad, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavad Gita will give you a very, very detailed description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhaktivedanta Education and Culture ki, our honored temple president, Swarup Damodar Prabhu ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Jai Sachinandan Prabhu. Yes. Hope that inspired us all to delve further, inquire, take a prospectus on our way out before we leave. But now to get to the awards or the certificates for the Bhagavad Gita, study of Bhagavad Gita, chapters 13 to 18, and this is a part of the Bhakti Shastri degree. I invite His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu to hand out the certificates to the following recipients, and this is for Module 3 and is a credit towards the Bhakti Shastri degree. Our first recipient is Avinash Kelwan. Dharma Kshetra Das. Hansuri Kaladin. Krishnaloka Devi Dasi. Rasarani Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna. Sukadev Goswami Das. Haribol. We now move on to the awardees of the Bhakti Shastri degree, and this is the completion of all 5 modules. That means, as Jai Sachinandan Prabhu described, that all the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapters 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 18, Nectar of Devotion, and Sri Ishopanishad and Nectar of Instruction has been completed. It takes a very long time. It's divided into so many hours, so many categories, and as you heard, the exams and so on. So this is the degree that's been awarded by the international, it's an international certificate that's awarded by the Mayapur Institute for Higher Education for the Bhakti Shastri degree, and it says the Board of Examinations, by the authority invested in it by the governing body Commission of ISKCON, hereby confers upon this Bhakti Shastri degree. So this is a real great honor to the following recipients. Kunal Nepal. Astamanjari Dasi. Manjari Sevika Dasi. Narahari Das. Radha Bhav Devi Dasi. Ramatirtha Das. Rasavali Dasi. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We've just got one more. This is the module 3 of the Bhakti Shastri degree that's awarded to Tushan Krishnadas. We'd like to encourage all of you to please take a prospectus on your way out. All the details of the different courses are available. And thank you so much, Swarup Damodar Prabhu. On that note, I'd like to thank the devotees who have been present here to award certificates. So that's Gundicha Devi Dasi Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu. I'd also like to thank all the teachers of the college, as well as all the learners, all those who have registered for 2022, who were here present to receive their certificates. Well done to you all, and to all of you for supporting the college graduation, and as well as the college council and all the volunteers that assist in terms of dedicating their time, and also the valuable knowledge that you share with us all. So thank you all for attending, and please do take a perspective, spread the word even to those who are not here. Let's encourage each other to really study this Vedic philosophy in a meaningful and structured manner. We will now take prasadam in the marquee. Thank you. Hare Krishna.